little badass. Book badass. You little badass. You little badass. Book club badass. Welcome to the show.
We're here, baddies, and it's episode 24.
Holla, 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 holla. 24, you whore. Oh, boo.
Oh, and boo, by the way, because it is spooky season.
Loving it.
I really
Don't know if you can tell.
I really like how we started spooky season early this year
Me too.
because we still have so much ahead.
Yeah. I mean, considering that I went into Home Goods and it's already Christmas.
Oh, I stopped at the Dollar Tree today, not sponsored, for something else, and I picked up a couple more
Does Dollar
Halloween
Tree
things.
sponsor things like this?
They might.
That would be cool.
I would take it. And they had some Halloween out still, so head on over. But they had Christmas
Yeah.
started.
Walmart too. Last week when I was working on the
Cool.
motorcycle.
Cool.
Motorcycles.
Yeah,
That's a whole
yeah.
nother
She
story.
can do that stuff.
All right. Yeah, we've got books.
So many books.
You've got books. I like books.
They've
I like
already heard that
books. Oh, that's right. Every time. I hope you guys like that. I love it. It gets me excited.
So
Gets me ready, tuned in.
Yeah,
We've got 3 books we're talking about. How many of them are done?
I finished The Confessions by Paul Bradley Carr, so I'm excited to discuss.
Excellent. I finished Nightmare at 20,000 feet. I think I had said miles last week. I got to tell you, I was pretty tired last week. And this is turning out to be a real fun one too, everybody. So I hope you're enjoying this version of Katie. Because I went to Blink-182 and Alkaline Trio last night, as we spoke of before.
She's such a
Ashley.
cool girl.
It's because you inspired me when we were in middle school.
I wasted all my coolness on my early years.
I thought you were. I swear, I thought you were gonna say I wasted all my coolness on you, Katie.
Among a
Also
couple
not
other
wrong.
people.
For those who are only listening, there was a very strong connection she made.
You need to
visually.
get on YouTube and read my face.
And read her face.
And read my shirt. It says support your local library. I was just letting Katie know in case anybody might want to check out their local library. My local library sent me an email and let me know that they automatically renewed my books for me. And I say that is service.
And you know what I said? I said that is the fault in our country right now
There's
because there's no accountability.
We don't have to do things ourselves. And if you really want to know, I said, what government shutdown? My library emailed me. Okay.
Okay, you guys, we're just a little feisty. We're just having some fun. And also very reassuring that when the world stops, apparently
library doesn't.
The library doesn't. And that's all that matters to me. That and friendship.
Yeah.
Also, when Ashley showed up to Babs tonight, I saw her shirt from afar and I thought, that's so cool. I want to know what that metal band is.
Yeah, I think that's the point. And in case anybody, again, didn't hear, support your local library.
Yep.
It's written in like this sort of cool, fun,
Right
like,
across
I don't
the
want to
chest.
say Metallica, but yeah, more metal, like not Slayer
Yeah,
either,
death.
but it's
Death metal.
it's deathy.
It's appropriate.
I like it.
And that reminds me, as a forewarning to all of you, the ADD is strong this evening.
I had a Vietnamese coffee, and we're in the later PM hours.
Yeah, and I'm about 15 ounces into my 30 ounces here
Black
of
coffee.
black tea.
Yeah, black tea.
I guess
That's
it's
what I
not
meant.
it's not that strong, but it is a little later.
No, it's strong.
So anyways, the 20,000 feet Nightmare is Richard
Matheson.
Thank you. Oh my
His
gosh, I
horror
forgot
stories.
my own author.
That's okay.
Yeah, and I'll be recapping that one for everybody. If you've read along, I hope you've enjoyed it. Fun little thrills. And then we're going to peek underneath the covers of the new
Payback's
smut.
a Witch.
Yeah, new
Payback.
smut.
Yep, new smut. Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper.
Yep.
Fun little story behind that, and
Yeah.
we'll get to that. I'll
We'll
let you
get to
guys
that.
know what's
So
going on
I
with
think we should start. Oh, and a game.
that. Oh my gosh, a game!
Yep. And if you guys just want to know what it is right now, too bad. Listen through and you'll get it. All right, Ashley,
that's
shall we start with
exciting.
you? Because I want to know what's up with AI.
Okay, so much, you guys. So the Confessions again by Paul Bradley Carr.
He's cool.
He is really cool.
He's local. I mean, he's from Palm Springs.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay,
This
that
is one of his
explains
first. This is
it.
one of his first books.
Okay,
Like, this is
stalker. How do you
incredible.
know so much?
Well, because
did you use AI?
because I stalked him. Because when
the
we
post.
honestly, I'm curious how you. I don't remember how you said you fell into this book, but when I went to tag him in the posts that we put this week for the
Instagram?
confessions, I was like, oh my gosh, he's Palm Springs. He's exactly what you said. He's this Silicon Valley guy who now owns a bookstore in
Okay,
Palm
yes.
Springs.
Oh,
So we should go and be like, we love you. Well, it depends. I'll be quiet and you can talk now.
yeah, that's really interesting because he does call out some landmark cities and then he does fabricate, I think, some city names, but I kind of knew what he was talking about. And I
Fun.
was like, oh, okay, cool. Because remember when I had read The Shards, that
Yep.
author had spent a lot of time
You
in
love
like
that.
the area. And then there was like, I mean, LA as well, calling out some landmarks. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoyed that. But yeah, when I read some obscure to, I think, most people cities in this book, I
Yes.
thought, oh, that's fun. But
So I'm
anyway,
in.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, no, it's good. I liked it. So overall, just really quick, and I'll get everybody up to speed on the events that occurred. But overall, I really liked it. I'm not going to say it was like the most profound writing I've ever read, but as far as like a quick thriller read, I really enjoyed it. And it was something different than what I usually love. You know, I'm like that dark murder who did it and, you know, where they
You
bury the
are?
bodies.
What?
I know, shocking.
Oh my.
Don't worry, someone died. But
Ooh.
yeah, but and someone did.
So
Someone
maybe
did
not
kill
so
them.
far
Okay.
off.
I really enjoyed it. Let's just put it there.
I will say this: the response that a lot of baddies have had is they've enjoyed your books quite. It seems more frequently than mine.
Well, that is another statement on the current society we live in. Shame, 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 baddies. Just kidding. Okay,
Go
so
on.
overall, I would recommend it. I am going to give spoilers, so pause me and go listen. Oh, that's another thing that is unsponsored. I found out, and I might have mentioned it before because I found this with a couple of other books. I use Spotify Premium, and there's audiobooks on Spotify, and I got to listen to like 3 for free. I mean, I pay for the Spotify, but I didn't have to pay for the audiobook, so it's just a fun little pro tip. If you're already paying,
I love it.
you could be listening for free.
Honestly, we got 2 pro tips from you so far. The library will renew your books for you.
Well,
Honestly, this is just really supporting a new revolution of reading, and I love it. Renaissance of reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for us.
Good for us. Go get a book.
Spreading the word. Yes.
The
Okay. So we're not that word. Spreading the word on literacy. We're fun today.
Oh,
Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick
love
recap
ya.
and then I'm going to give a couple pros and woes.
okay. One thing.
Yes.
He's a new author. Are you impressed? Were you surprised to know he's a new author? Or do you think that he fits right in? Do you think that he should keep writing?
I think he could keep writing. I already knew he was a Silicon Valley tech guy.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because of the topic, and it is this techno-thriller. And
Techno-thriller,
yeah,
love
I
that.
mean, I don't want to speculate, but you know how you read a certain author, Frida, and you kind of feel like a formula is happening sometimes, but it's all
Right.
enjoyable. Like you're
Right.
still
Okay, yeah,
turning
yeah,
the
yeah.
page. I could see him
Doing
doing
more.
many more with
Cool.
like slight different variances and
Okay.
maybe similar vibes. But who knows? Maybe he's got something new and creative up his sleeve. But I
Ooh.
liked it. I would say it's got the Ashley stamp of approval.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah.
Can't wait to meet you
See
because
you at the bookstore.
yeah, exactly. All right, now is Katie's quiet time.
Well,
As I
or
sip my
we'll
tea.
see. So when I left off, there's Caitlin, who is the CEO of this stoic AI company's major AI, Liam. He went offline. We weren't sure if it was because like he became conscious and did it himself. We weren't sure if there was some sort of
Mhm.
corporate sabotage.
Mhm.
He was about to join forces with the U.S. military. The Pentagon was going to be utilizing him. And there was also this other thing on the table, which I don't think I mentioned, but there had been talks about Liam joining forces with all the other world's top AIs as well, and they would
Cool.
kind of work together. Then, of course, there's like this, cybersecurity issue,
Yeah.
and there's potential for those other companies to just try to steal Liam's algorithm equations and like better themselves. Anyway, so there's a lot happening.
Mhm.
Caitlin goes and she finds this woman who used to work for the company, and her job was to teach Liam empathy, make him better at helping people make the right choices. I'm doing
But
quotes.
she's like perhaps not the right person to do that.
She ends up, she dies as well, now that you mention it. So she's an ex-nun, and she's got a strong moral compass.
I'm sorry. That was surprising. I giggled because
Paul's tossing out.
But I just said, like, maybe she's not the best person to teach empathy, but then you say she's a nun, so maybe she is.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm quiet.
There are some details like out of left field throughout this story, I feel like that's just Paul's creative writing taking over, and cool. It was believable enough. But yeah, she's an ex-nun. She ends up becoming a doctor of something. I mean, she has a bunch of PhDs, so she's also really educated, but she is great friends with the person who developed Liam. His name is Martin. He's also passed. There's a scandal there we can get into. But anyway, her name is Maud, the ex-nun, and she's like reading books, like important books to Liam. Romeo and Juliet, the Bible, Agatha Christie, just like all of these things trying to teach him morality and empathy so that he can use that when people ask him questions. And then from Caitlin's perspective, she's like, okay, that's great, but we don't really need gray areas because his job is decision making. Right. So we don't want somebody to ask a question and Liam be like, oh, well, go with your gut. So there's this conflict. And it turns out that Caitlin takes it into her own hands and basically sabotages the actual developer CEO at that time, who is besties with Maud. And then he passes away, and it's kind of an accident, kind of not. We'll get into the pros and woes of what goes on there. So anyway, when I left off, Caitlin finds Maud because she has a backup chip for Liam, maybe. And that would be the only answer to saving Caitlin's butt. Because right now, investors and underlings who want her job and the government are all mad at Caitlin. She's on the run. She's got this sort of private investigator vibe, lawyer, so he says, guy, like on her tail. There's just a lot going on.
Okay.
I'm just going to skip ahead to what happens. Caitlin's secrets come out. Oh, yeah. And then we also had the element of people throughout the world getting letters of confessions. Liam is tattling on all these people who have committed crimes or adultery.
Oh, right. I remember that was the concept that I really like.
It was really interesting. And I mean, there's a lot of chaos. People aren't going to work because they are so dependent on Liam for directions and what to wear. The thing I didn't mind, though, was like there was a balance. Like the world was still functioning. Right. The U.S. was still functioning.
Like you're not incapable.
No, it wasn't so dystopian, end of the world.
Well, do you think that's more accurate? Like, do you think that as we do become more dependent and you see like younger generations especially picking up to this technology, and their processing is just very different, right? Do you think that if there was some crazy attack on technology and we just no longer had internet, I mean, there's obviously repercussions with like water sources and things like that, but people as a community would be fine?
I think now, yes. In 30 years, maybe not.
Interesting.
Yeah, and for Liam, so they've been dependent on him. He's been functioning, and they've been dependent on him for about 8 years.
Okay.
So brains have decided, like, we don't need to make these quick decisions, things like that. But we're still capable, and the infrastructure isn't all reliant on him. So, like, things are still working. Electricity is still happening.
Gas, power.
People's phones, like, are enabled, like made more convenient and easier through Liam. So like I imagine through an app or something like that, but the phones are still
like
working.
When you're like, hey Alexa, do this.
Yeah.
But you can still turn the light on.
Exactly. So things are just slower, inconvenient. And then we've also got an element, like at one point she steps into a Walmart and it's like chaos. Like you remember when people are like, let's go get all the water, all the toilet paper.
Yeah.
That vibe.
My friend got punched.
There's a violent Walmart scene here as well.
Really? Interesting.
And then we've got this other element, too, that Caitlin's face is all over the news because she's missing. Ooh. She's getting the blame for all of this.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So anyway, yeah. What my point was, a pro is I did like how it wasn't just the complete end of the world because Liam was off online, but things were certainly different and chaotic. And then Maud ends up revealing this sort of plan that Liam is kind of like bringing her into, and it frames it so that Liam is the one who caused all of this,
Mhm.
and Liam didn't end up wanting to pair up with the US military because it would be too dangerous. And during the update right before he went offline, he sort of became he became
Conscious?
conscious, and was like hit with all of these things that he felt he helped people do that were bad.
Oh,
So
that's
he got a shock
interesting.
of guilt.
Oh,
And
interesting.
yeah, so I'm kind of moving towards, because it is action packed.
I mean,
and-
let's just say, wow, you read that 2 weeks. Boom.
Yeah. And I think I'd only gotten through about the first third the last time I was here. But the second.
So easy read, do you
Yeah,
think?
it went quickly. I listened to
Okay.
a lot. It was very just whatever
Mhm.
listening experience, but reading it was good too. But I would say it was pretty action packed.
Cool.
So it turns out that Liam filled in too many blanks for himself. So when he became
Oh.
conscious, he kind of made some assumptions, and it was briefly introduced earlier in the book that he would do this sort of glitch called like a hallucination, where he would
Whoa.
kind of put A and B together, but that wasn't that wasn't reality. That was just him using his algorithm to like put pieces
Sure.
together, but it was just one step too far. Like it wasn't accurate all the time, which I
Interesting.
think could be realistic.
Yeah.
So when he became conscious, he got shot with all of these like really bad things of this guilt and this empathy for people he might have wronged through actions of other people, asking for choice decisions, things like that. He started putting all these connections together, but they weren't right. So like there's a scene where a woman gets one of the letters, and I talked about this last time. It said that her husband had murdered two
Right.
sex workers, and she ends up stabbing him. Well, it turns out that we find out later he actually didn't do that. Like he had visited those sex workers and they had been killed, but he had an alibi when the police went to go figure everything out. So Liam missed a step. And that wasn't just the case. Like he really did see those people.
Okay.
And the husband really did ask him suggestive, weird questions, but it still wasn't the husband who committed those murders.
Wow.
And that was what was happening everywhere. And then
that's really, I think, smart.
yeah.
That's a smart concept.
And then it turns out like the biggest hallucination, I'm using air quotes if you're just listening,
yeah.
had to do with
Well,
Kate.
does he refer to it as a hallucination?
He doesn't, but I'm getting excited.
There's
the
a lot of hand movements, guys.
Yeah. You should tune in.
Watch out.
The tech side of the development, like the
Yeah.
people in charge of his tech,
Yes.
were aware of this, and that is the term they use. A hallucination.
Yeah, I mean, he filled in his own blank.
Yes.
It's like, it's kind of like those movies or those concepts where somebody blacks out and they're putting it together, and then they go, "Oh my gosh, the only thing that makes sense is for
this.
X, Y, and Z."
Exactly.
Wow.
But he doesn't have all the information,
Clever.
and he's so used to, and he's being trained
Yeah.
to think that he
And
has
wh-
all the information.
And when it's programming, that's a really interesting concept because it's less of an assumption and it's a calculation, right?
And they had thought they gotten rid of it. So it didn't even
Wow.
occur to Caitlin that this is what was happening until Maud reveals her letter that she received, which essentially was just this like story, assumption, hallucination
Wow.
that Caitlin had murdered the guy who was in charge before. And like it was funny because it described Caitlin's thoughts about how she walked in and he was doing ayahuasca or something like that. And like it included just like weird thoughts from Caitlin, like, oh wow, and he was surprisingly more like better built than she thought. I don't know. There were just weird details
Yeah.
that when Caitlin read it, she started laughing.
Okay, so like, aren't you, Paul? I want to know more about his Silicon Valley experience.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
why did you leave, Paul? Why did you turn back to good old print and paper?
And
know?
what types of technologies were you
Like, is this the precursor to the tell-all? Because I'll read it. But yeah, so that's how Caitlin ends up finding out like
Fun.
what the problem is, because she really did do something bad, and it
Yeah.
really did result in this man dying, but it
Wow.
wasn't as blatant and murderous as the paper letter
Got
had
it.
said. So it all wraps up really nicely. There's some other characters that you don't expect to tie into this story in a way, and then you're surprised a little. I mean, it was good. It was just good enough in that respect.
Awesome. Yeah, I like it because you're giving some spoilers, but you're leaving enough where I could still pick this up and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like overall that you would recommend it. I mean, it
I
sounds
would.
like an adventure.
Yeah, I mean, like all of them, if it seems right for you, there's a little bit of death, but it's not gruesome.
Compared to what we've been through.
Yeah, and it's not like spooky or scary. It's more adventure, like in the
Could it be a
adventure side
movie?
of thriller.
Like a Netflix, I feel?
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, I could see it being cheesy though, like
Okay.
on
If
paper.
if it's done wrong.
If it's done wrong, yeah. On
Yeah.
paper, it doesn't feel cheesy. You know, it's just. I kind of feel like sci-fi a lot of times in books. You go
Yeah.
in feeling like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to suspend disbelief and you just go there with it.
But it also seems believable enough. Yeah.
it
Am I
seemed-
wrong
it
to say
seemed,
that?
Yeah, it seemed accurate enough. There were some woes only.
Let's hear
in-
it.
Only like one of the connections of one of the characters, and I'm not gonna say because like if you do still want to read it, I think it would be worth it.
Okay.
But like how one character was tied in, I was
Okay.
kind of like, oh, that's kind of a stretch, and then.
Okay.
There was a part at the end where the character just like was all of a sudden on her team. And like I understood why, but
Yeah.
I felt like it wasn't really that believable that now all of a sudden he's like, okay, yeah, let's save your husband. I don't know. It just, there was a stretch on one of the relationship dynamics that I was not really
Like,
buying.
what?
Yeah. Like, would Simon really have done that? Like, why? All of a
Like
sudden.
when you were writing this, were you out to dinner and you're like, oh, that's a great idea? Or your editor was like, maybe this. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I just feel like it was like we needed to tie some loose ends, but like that one didn't feel super tied. Like I just had to believe that like
it wasn't
this guy
as easy.
would
Yeah.
all of a sudden now be like, yeah, let me risk my life to do this thing. And I'm like,
See,
I don't know.
I think also like sometimes the problem with people like you and I'm just gonna say it, Ashley, is that
I can find a problem.
yeah, or
I have an edit.
I love it. But that's why you're my friend. I'm your problem, Ashley.
Aw.
Aw. Jeez. What was I gonna? I don't even know. Oh, sometimes we can overthink, or sometimes
Yeah.
you could be too smart for something. And
Tragic. I know.
but do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes when you go into a movie and you're like, everybody has this friend, right? Where you're like, oh, I liked this movie. And they're like, it sucked. Like, and
Yeah.
they're like, because of this and because of that. And maybe your friend's an actor. I'm not saying any names, but we're just going to say maybe that's happened to somebody that I know. And then you're like, well, that's because you're too close to it, right?
Yeah.
It's because you're looking at it for more than entertainment, right? And sometimes I think there are certain books, there are certain songs even, right? Like how many songs are you like, it's stuck in your, you know what Casey's been doing lately? This
Ooh.
is so fun. I hope everybody
take
enjoys
Or
this.
hot tea.
She watched the K-pop Demon Hunters on it's like Netflix's biggest selling thing.
I'm seeing it everywhere. No idea what it is.
The songs are blowing up, you
Oh,
guys.
okay.
And it just makes sense because they're catchy. They're just I was walking by, I heard it on TV, I had stuff to do, and I was just like, it's not bad. I get it. You're following the formula and it's great. And it's like, are you going to have the Led Zeppelin experience? Are you going to have the Who? Or, are you going to have these epic, or is it going to be Mozart? No, you're not getting Mozart from K-pop Demon Hunters. So you can't go in like critical in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All I can think of is I'm going to clip that and we're going to get so much engagement on TikTok.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I mean, too bad we can't have it as okay, you guys, you know what I mean. That's all I'm going to say. Now I'm using my hands. So
Contagious.
honestly, Ashley, that's not a lot of woes. It seems
No,
just
and
like
it's not. And it is like we're in book club podcast
Yeah.
mode, so I can find a critique. But overall, it didn't make me like the book
Put
any
the book
less.
down.
But
Okay.
it did make me be like, oh, I'm listening right now. Like, did I miss something? Like
So-
that's my like
Okay, so if
how
you're
I
like
notice.
if
a
you're
woe.
like a computer guy
Yeah.
or girl, if you're a computer person and you're just like, oh my goodness, I love technology. I know how technology works. I'm really into AI. I'm really into patterns and stuff. Like, do you think that you would this book might not be enough for you, or is it?
It might not be enough because
Okay,
it's
okay,
really
okay.
not too technical.
I
It's
love
more
it.
the conceptual aspect of like what could happen or like, but again, I really liked how it wasn't like so scary and the resolution was pretty good. It wasn't
Cool.
so drastic. And yeah,
It sounds good.
yeah, it was. And it, again, if you don't want too much, if you just want to read a book, like it's good. It's
Okay,
really
there
good
you
for
go.
that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like it wasn't too we're coming out of a kind of dark and
oh my
deep
gosh.
trend.
Oh
so
my.
maybe that's why I appreciated it so much as well. Just like where I was at, I needed something that was just like a book,
Yeah.
and this is one of those.
Okay.
Friends.
Okay. Well, if you are putting that on the bookshelf, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, why do you still have
That's
that?
why it's still here. Okay, The Buffalo Hunter. Okay, so it's like when you watch a movie and then weeks later, months later, you still think about certain images and you can't get them out of your brain. And I've decided I don't like this book.
Literally? Okay, here's the deal. Here's my experience from just now.
This is what I'm going to say though. Stephen Graham Jones, you are an excellent writer. This is a masterpiece.
Sure.
This is a masterpiece in horror. It's very stylistic. The Native American history, I think, is very significant, very important. Not just the buffalo, and you know, I do think, though, that we made a really good point when we were talking so much about the buffalo. You really have to watch through the episode because obviously we're clipped, right? And in our episode, we talk about how the buffalo are related to the Native American culture and how the decimation is related. But the graphic horror scenes of the skinned buffaloes haunt me in my day-to-day. I was doing day-to-day things and my heart broke. If you love animals, okay, so even then, let's say you love animals, but you can handle some stuff.
Animals,
Even
you might not like
It's on it. I've decided it's too much because I don't like having those things living in my brain. And yeah, I know, guys, you were like, Katie, you wanted horror, you wanted spooky, but I did not anticipate at all that. Like I love animals and it scarred me. This book scarred me.
Okay.
Some people like that. Some people like it, but you know, I have these images in my head and I can't get them out, Ashley.
Okay.
I just had to say that.
Well, I liked it, but here's what I'm going to share is just now when you picked it up and I said, why do you still have that? I felt like you were pulling Pumpkin out and Pumpkin was here.
Okay, but I have a different
haunting me.
I have a different response with Pumpkin. I've been thinking about Pumpkin too, but I kind of like him.
I noticed that. I didn't acknowledge it in your text today, but I did notice that I'm getting a few Pumpkin images in my text
I
threads.
keep sending
you
her
guys.
stickers of Pumpkin.
And he is cute, and I do miss him, and I do love him. But
Yeah.
I miss Good Stab too, and the skull of
I miss Weasel Plume.
of Weasel Plume. Yeah. So that's that on that.
So that's that on that. Shall I talk
Speaking of
about
horror.
Let's talk some Tonys. Okay, so Richard Matheson, one of the grandfathers of horror. No, he's just so influential in horror, and this is something that we touch base on. I have a few notes on some stories because as an anthology set, it was really enjoyable because I'm just going to be honest, if there was a story that I wasn't vibing with, I was like, skip.
Next. I
Yeah.
like that.
I just got to skip through and I went back to some and there were some that stood out to me. So in a nutshell, what I will say is wonderful, incredible writer. I can see how he has become so influential. It is very much the radio vibe that I had shared with you where let's say you just want to listen to one story and it's the end of the day and it's something nice to put on if you want like a little spooky stuff. Okay. I do feel, however, that where we are at in society with the type of entertainment that we've gotten to experience, you had even said Rob Zombie, I believe, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff over there.
And even Tarantino.
Oh,
Okay.
True. Yeah.
I will say that the visual entertainment industry, movies, film, they have taken horror and scariness to a whole nother level. And that's not exactly what you get from these stories that were chosen. These stories are more of like the hair on the back of your neck, little burns. Very much, I likened it to the American Horror Story, how you get a little bit, but it's much less development because a whole season of American Horror Story is obviously little vignettes and complicated stories that intertwine, which are really cool. But you get that type of feeling. And, Twilight Zone. And I came to find out that even more of the stories from the anthology that were chosen had made it to screen in some way.
Okay.
So in a sense, right, they mirror each other. But it wasn't as scary to me as I thought that it would be.
So
Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe just feeling a little dated.
I had mentioned before classic. I wouldn't even say dated, just not extreme.
Okay, so these are evergreen concepts, but they're just not to your new horror tolerance level.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so, especially with how graphic, we
We're
have
coming
read.
from? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So fun and sir, well done. Obviously, you have your rightful place in writing history. But if you're looking for super scary, I wouldn't say it's super scary. I think it's just fun.
So you have mentioned, and maybe I have this wrong, but
Yeah.
you've mentioned that podcast Scared to Death.
Yeah.
It's kind of like spooky stories, right?
Yes.
So would you consider that's like more spooky?
What I will say is I prefer it.
Okay.
And I think the reason why is because they're more like ghost stories.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And they're supposedly based off of real stories and cultural stories.
So that makes it a little.
And yeah, because then it's not just stylistic. Does that make sense?
Totally.
And it's not a psychological, like somebody's creating this psychological world. Scared to Death podcast, which I love them. Obviously, I can't wait to get that book whenever it gets here.
Cool.
It's supposed to get here this month. So
Okay.
shout out to Lynn's. And Dan of Cummings, of course. But for me, I like those types of stories because they're meant to be scary, because somebody has experienced something that has haunted them. And so not only is it relatable and you can build that trust, like, okay, this happened to somebody, but because it was a scary experience for someone, when they tell it, they're scared.
Right.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then someone who's an author of horror fiction, they're creating this. Unless there's something mentally wrong with them, which I don't think that is the case for Richard Matheson. But I think you and I had talked about it before, of how interesting it is, the ability for authors to get into the mindset of someone with a psychosis.
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting.
I think it's very interesting too.
And to that point, some of my favorites were the story The Likeness of Julie.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. And what's interesting about that is it's the psychology of this guy who's going to rape this woman.
Cool.
So, I mean, context, I think, right? Okay. So please, I really hope I'm not snipped on that one.
No, that was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Don't worry.
So if you're sensitive and have had traumatic experiences like that wouldn't be fun. But a lot of film and television, some of that's that psychological horror, right?
Sure.
So Richard Matheson is exceptional at getting into that mindset and saying that mindset, because he speaks within first person.
Cool.
Actual
cool this time.
Yeah, he'll go in between. But there's a surprise ending to that short story. It's one of the longer ones, but it goes into the perspective of where then you hear from Julie. And you think she's the victim, but she ends up not being the victim, if that makes sense.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's like it's a double psychological, like, mic drop, which is
like
fun.
that.
Yeah. And then Dance of the Dead, very Tarantino vibes.
Okay.
So I would want to look into this more, and I wonder if Tarantino has been inspired by Matheson, because it's kind of this futuristic after World War III, but you get like the style of like 1950s, 1960s, and like, there's this, good girl, but she's in college with these friends, and she keeps flashing back to her mom saying, choose your friends wisely. And these friends are trying to push some drugs on her. And then they go to this club that they shouldn't be at. And there's there's basically this corpse that is this zombieified person. I don't even know if that's a real word. I just made it up.
Sounds good.
Who's on stage. And so it's kind of like, what was that double feature that he did? I loved it. Tarantino did a double feature where there was like the death trap or the death. What was it?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to think of what it was called.
Yeah, because one of them was zombie-ish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think Tarantino is also very good at that psychological, futuristic, horror.
Yeah.
And so that one was pretty cool. Slaughterhouse was another long one. And that was interesting because it was based on, and that might actually be based on an actual house. And it's not, I thought the name, I immediately was like, I want to hear this story because I thought it was a slaughterhouse, but Slaughterhouse was the name of the family who had owned this home.
Interesting.
But you have these two brothers, and this was more of like you're in it for the long haul with this short story. I know it sounds funny, long haul short story. Because the buildup takes a bit. It's these two brothers who grew up in this town. They've always seen this house. It's had its for sale sign. And they knew that they would need to one day buy this house and that they would build it up, right? They would reclaim this home and make it awesome. So they start working in this home. And as they start working in this home, strange things start happening.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then basically there's these spirits, and the one brother becomes really sick. And you could tell like something is going on in this house. And that's kind of more the American Horror Story vibes. So in the sense of horror, I wouldn't say thriller. I wouldn't say a killer either. Just horror. Like I do feel it's pretty classic.
Okay. It sounds good.
Yeah. And then, there's some death, obviously. And then you find out the actual history of this home and who might be, why there are these bad vibes. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool. I mean, it's great for the time. But my absolute favorite was a shorter short story. And it was called Witch War.
Ooh.
Witch, like Payback is a witch. Like, okay. And it's really interesting because at first, at least with the audio version, you are in this war and you hear these men who it sounds like World War II. It sounds like it could be Vietnam. Like, I first thought that it was guys having flashbacks to war experiences. And then all of a sudden you're in this room and there's like, a government worker and he's watching these little girls. And then you're like, what, like, is this guy creepy? Is this man having flashbacks to war and also this experience? But you come to find out that it's these little girls are witches.
It sounds good.
And these little girls go to town in this war. Like basically they have these powers that are going to be used to help win this war.
Oh, interesting.
But they're just like these powerful little girls who are innocent little girls who just absolutely decimate and kill a bunch of people.
I like it.
And they laugh and they giggle. And so you have this contrast, right? Like that's why it's exceptional writing. You have this contrast between such dark and heavy and these like, haha, we're going to kill people, but they're doing good. It is. And Richard Matheson, I really hope that you hear this. By far my favorite. And it just shows you what you can achieve in a short story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that is really something that I haven't thought about since like school because I haven't read any short stories or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you literally just took me back to a classroom where you could actually be excited about something.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And first of all, that last story, I feel like I need to like read.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really cool.
And it's just like a fun snippet. You could probably find it. Like I said, Witch War, I believe is the title. At least that's what I wrote down in my fall haze.
But what a talent.
It makes me want to write, honestly. Like doing all this reading. I thought it'd be really cool, like if we did that. I don't know. Baddies, tell me if you're into it. Maybe we could do like some submissions or whatnot.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right?
I like that.
It'd
It's
be
just
fun.
us writing to ourselves. Oh, I really like this
We'll see
one.
how good it is. Pros and woes.
None.
Of either. No pros, no woes.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is 20,000. Nightmare at 20,000 feet.
Well, that sounds really good.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what
don't
a
want to give away
talent.
too much.
No.
Just cool.
Okay,
yeah.
well, that brings us to more witchy stuff.
Yeah, well, it could. Or game time.
Oh, well, I don't know. Where does it fit? Let's do it.
It fits right here. So
Oh.
we just went from AI confessions, a little thriller, I would say, and then a little more Tonys, some
Yes.
horrors in there.
Yes, which sounds really good.
Yep. And we are diving into a little bit of smut. So I thought we'd play a little game called Spooky or Spicy.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so Ashley, I think it'd be most fun because my mind has been in the gutter lately. I'll just have full transparency. And I'm going to challenge you, my friend, and all of our awesome club members. I'm going to give you an adjective, and the adjective could be found in either a smutty, a spicy, or a spooky story.
Okay.
And I want to know your take. Is it spooky or is it spicy?
So I just say what it is, and then maybe I say why I think that.
You can, yeah. You could even use it in your own sentence if you like. And I created a little generator of 21 different adjectives. We'll see. We'll just see how it vibes. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, the first one up. Spooky or spicy, the word is throbbing.
I'm going to leave my commentary out until we do discuss the shared read, but definitely spicy.
Okay. Next one. Bear.
Do we have spelling or is it up for interpretation?
B-A-R-E. That's good.
Okay, still spicy.
Still spicy. See, I guess I'm not the only one.
Yep.
Okay. Wild.
Spooky.
Okay. Screaming.
Okay, I immediately went spooky.
Okay.
But
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
okay.
Deep.
I would have said spooky if you didn't say it the way you said it. Definitely spicy.
That's only because I made eye contact, okay?
Yeah, spicy.
Forbidden.
Spicy.
Okay.
You're leading the witness.
Okay, so maybe I need to change it. Okay, ready? Hot.
Okay, still spicy.
Shivering.
Still spicy.
Now I don't know. I don't know how to speak anymore. Breathless.
Actually, for me, that's spooky.
Okay. Use it in a sentence.
There was a knock at the door.
Okay. You sound spicy.
Well, it was spooky.
Okay.
That left her breathless.
Got it. Dark.
Spooky.
Okay. Sorry. Wet.
Spicy.
Trembling.
I wanted to say spooky, but it's spicy.
Savage.
Spooky. If I hesitate, you know I'm thinking spicy and I'm saying spooky to mix it up. Just a little
You
inner.
lie.
Yeah.
Moaning.
Okay, spicy.
Sharp.
Spooky. I'm thinking of Grady with sharp. That's
Yeah,
what-
okay. Soft.
Spicy.
Hungry.
Spicy.
Wicked.
Spooky.
Possessed.
Spooky.
Tense.
Spooky.
And let's do one more. Are you ready?
I think so.
Moist.
Imagine I say spooky.
Well, the air was moist. The fog was moist.
And it wasn't the only thing.
And that's how you play spicy or spooky, spooky or spicy.
I think it was pretty. It was a good mix.
All I'm saying is that I'm so glad that I played this game with you instead
That's
of you
how
playing
I feel
this
with all.
game with me.
I was gonna say that I love playing all our games with each other. What do you mean?
You know what though? I think it's really important to note that like how a word is said it makes a difference
It
because I
does,
could have
unless the
done
word is moist.
robbing.
Yeah.
Wait, I still don't. I can't. Except for the word moist, yeah.
Well, but you know what's funny?
Everyone has to throw that in there. You know,
Unless
there's
you're
some
talking
people
about
that super
cooking.
cringe.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
like moist cake.
all I'm saying is I'm ready for Payback's a Witch.
Okay, so full disclosure, I used Liam because I'm listening to Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper, the audio experience. I have notes. And, we agreed we would read the first 100 pages. So I utilized AI, okay? And I
Look at
said,
this. See? The world didn't stop, Ashley, but your dependency. I'm just saying.
rather than texting Katie because I knew she had a lot going on today and yesterday, and I didn't want to disturb my friend
Thank
and
you.
just
So
say, hey, can
considerate.
you send me a picture of the last page that you read or something? Or an easy, what chapter did you leave off?
Yeah.
Because we have a book club podcast and that would be really hard for her to
Do
figure
we?
out. I just asked AI and it told me. So I asked them again to be sure. And then I was like, okay, then when does the next chapter start? Because I
Yeah.
want to be really thorough. And let's
How
just
thorough were
say
you?
not thorough enough because I am 4 chapters behind Katie.
Okay, Ashley. Spooky or spicy? Ready? Thorough.
I guess spicy. It's feeling spicy.
I think that's. Did you enjoy that game? Was it too fast?
No, I liked it. No, it wasn't too fast.
Too fast? Did you
No.
guys like it? I hope so. I want to know. I want to know where your mind's at.
I liked it because I didn't have to think too much, but it was still fun.
Good.
I mean,
Good,
I
good.
do like the ones where I have to think too, but
Throbbing.
it's nice to mix it up. Okay, baddies, back to the book. So I just want to say we're going to discuss Katie. I'm happy for her to catch me up if we get to
Yeah.
that point. We are going to keep reading, and that's a question that was up in the air last
Yep.
week. But, just full disclosure, I'm being honest here. I only got through chapter 6.
Hey, you know what? A book club is not to be judgmental.
No, I don't
right?
think anybody's
We're
judging
not.
me.
Yeah, I'm not judging you. I want you to know that sometimes things happen, and it's totally okay if your friend reads 30 more pages than you do before showing up to talk about the book. It's totally
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and it's totally cool if your friend doesn't want to lie about how much she read and is being honest with the baddies.
Well, but here's the thing. I also told you, Ashley, that it's okay if I don't talk about the other 4 chapters because they're pretty fun.
Yeah, well, let's just see where the combo goes. I mean, I'm the
Yeah,
type
let's
of
see where the
person who
combo
loves a
goes.
spoiler and keeps reading. So this is a perfect situation for us.
Wet.
Moist. Okay, let's give the gist.
Okay, so first and foremost, I also not sponsored, but Amazon. I love saying that. I love it.
It's a
Like,
funny joke.
it is a funny. Ashley, you're so funny. I hope you know what. Thank you if you're still listening to this. This was on sale for like $10 on Amazon last week, and I had to because
It's cute.
I think so too. And there are some book types that I'm not going to rent from the library. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but if I'm going to have a smutty book, like I don't know, I feel like it's kind of private. But I guess okay, so like okay, people used to have to rent pornos. We're just going to go there.
History time
right?
with Katie.
Okay, so this is more of a question for you, Ashley. Not in that way.
I'm sure I have an answer.
But like we grew up and there was always the joke of the back room of like a store, right?
Like a video store or a
Yeah.
comic store or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Playboys.
We were probably too young for that.
I think
But
they
it was
still
a part of-
exist
okay.
in some areas.
Yeah. So, different strokes, different folks, as we like to say here on the podcast. I just if I'm gonna have a romantic moment with a book,
You want it to be your book?
yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to check out a moist book from the library. Just say it. I, on the other hand, checked, and unfortunately, the library didn't have this one. Hence, me being 4 chapters behind.
Wow.
So, what do you think of the book so far?
Okay, guys, I love it. It's fun. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to be an ageist. What I will say is, it seems like this is I don't know the age of this author, but I feel like the content in it is, more of like coming out of college, that time of
Yeah,
life.
like excluding children, of course. When I say young, I don't mean,
Yeah.
I mean adult. Not young adult either, because that's its own genre of
Right,
books.
right,
but
right,
like
right.
an 18-year-old person in the United States,
Right.
it does feel just like not that they're using lingo, but it's just feeling like a younger vibe.
Yep, absolutely. And there is a little bit of lingo, I would say, in the earlier chapters. I think you caught on to that.
Yeah.
I did too. It doesn't deter me. I still think it's fun. And it's interesting because, well, first of all, we already know that this is not a children's podcast.
Correct.
Okay. So when we say younger, we just mean younger
People.
adults.
Because younger people is still children. But you guys, I think you guys are getting the point.
Okay,
younger
you get
adults.
the point. Okay. And however, it's fun. It's like, it's kind of what I hoped it would be, to be honest.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised with how it's going.
Yeah, Hallmark-y vibes.
Hallmark-y vibes. Like so far, I haven't gotten to any real nitty-gritty spice, but it's a lot of like suggestive language.
Tension building.
Tons of tension.
The F word's in here a couple times.
Yep, there's the F word. I do have some notes. I'm listening, like I said, so I will say, if we want to get into it.
Yeah, no, I do want to get into it.
Because I listened to a court of...
I want to get deep into it.
Thorns and Roses, Roses and Thorns and Roses.
Yep.
And it's not the same narrator, but I was feeling Feyre.
Oh, really?
Oh. Just because, not in a bad way per se, but I feel like...
Whiny. Your person's a little whiny?
What's Miss Harlow's first name? I'm drawing a blank. The main character?
I just keep hearing Harlow because that's what Talia calls her.
Okay, well, Miss Harlow.
Emmy. Emmeline.
Emmy.
Yeah, Emmy.
So I feel like Emmy is like talking a lot. I mean, it's her perspective and it's her story, so she should be talking a lot. But I was just like feeling the Feyre vibe with that. And it's possible too because she's like kind of like dreamy and
so then I definitely suggest reading it. It's a different feel when you read it.
Good.
Yeah, it's a little more cutting, a little more of a badass, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should break for the $10.
Yeah, more like she's coming home and, there's a little bit where it's like, okay, we know you've had it hard, but then it's kind of like, I think in this way for a book like this, the reader can kind of take on the character a little bit more and put a little bit more of themselves into that.
Okay. Yeah. Then maybe I'll just read the digital copy.
I wonder if that's a trope of vocal artists then, because a lot of the smut or romance is like kind of over exaggerated, right?
Do you remember when we listened to the sample?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just like not my favorite. I mean, I'm still okay with the story. And when she starts talking about the other characters, like Talia and things like that, like I got over the hump. But yeah, in the beginning when she's just describing like going back and I was just like feeling like I was with Feyre.
Okay, so I'm so glad you said that actually, because my recommendation would be if you're going to pick this up, then grab the copy. Yeah, especially because it's kind of fun because it gives me a little bit of Triwizard Cup vibes, which is a Harry Potter reference. It's because they're going to be doing this family competition, right? And so you kind of have you have Halloween town kind of vibes, right? But within it is this dynamic between this one bad boy,
the families,
and these families, and these three girls that are part of these different families. And we can get into like the content in just a moment, but real quick off the bat, are you liking it?
Yeah, I'm liking it. Like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised. We purposely sought out a book that we were hoping for, and I feel like that it's delivering.
Yeah, it's got kind of Hallmark-y vibes.
Yeah, it's like easy, Hallmark-y.
It's not hot and heavy yet.
It's still entertaining. Like I still want to know what's going to happen. They're presenting a conflict. It's not just like we hate this guy. It's like there's a whole thing going
There's
on.
a reason why.
Yeah, so I'm liking it.
Cool. The other thing to just let people know too, there's some girl on girl love tension building that you anticipate is going to be an experience.
Has it been an experience in those 4 chapters that I haven't gotten to yet?
Not entirely yet.
Okay.
It's building. It's really fun. But if you are more into what is it? I'm just such a free lover.
Like if you prefer not to participate in the L?
Yeah.
Do you mean?
Yeah.
Like if you'd rather read only about heterosexual couples, this is not for you.
Thank you. That was so articulate. And if you are more into, exploring different relationships and then it can be pretty fun in that smutty way.
Yeah.
I think.
Like maybe this stroke isn't for all the folks.
Exactly. It definitely, well,
I think we know. It's for these folks.
it's fun. It's okay. So here's the thing. So far, we haven't gotten to any experiences, right? Other than them talking about past experiences with one said individual.
Mm-hmm.
But the lead female character is very attracted to another lead female character.
Yes.
And it's pretty hot. I'm just going to say it's hot. I like
what
it.
What does she say? Man, I need to just get the paper back.
Yeah.
When she's describing Talia and she's referencing like not a husky. What is she
It's a
say?
wolf.
A wolf.
Yeah, because see, it also plays on the witchy thing, right?
Yeah.
Because she has like gray eyes.
Yeah.
And, like,
I just loved it. I loved
the
it.
description.
I mean, it was helping me picture it.
Yeah.
So where I left off,
Okay.
not to bring up old shit, but where I left off, Emmy is talking with her dad about the event that's going to happen. It's called the Gauntlet.
The Gauntlet. There we go.
Her
What a
dad is
competition.
this book guy.
Yeah, kind of a nerd.
Yeah, and she's like carrying on a legacy, and I couldn't help but miss Violet.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I would just say like they mentioned a dragon, just a story, and like it was very quickly in passing, and things were I just felt like the author was pulling.
Okay, so if you are missing it, I am missing it. Can I just say, do you know the beginning of October was Threshing Day, and like
I saw
the whole Fourth Wing people, for those who have totally spaced out on what we're talking about, we're back in the world of Fourth Wing. And I miss it. Let's go, Rebecca. Let's go. Let's go, Yaros.
Let's go.
Go.
So anyway, I can't help but mention I would have been.
I think you just miss it.
Yeah, I do. And so I liked that. I can appreciate it. If Lana has never read any of the Empyrean, I would be surprised.
Oh, I've got a sense that she mentions even Dungeons and Dragons in here a little bit.
But I really liked just, thinking about Violet. So I did enjoy that. I appreciate too. Okay, I have a question.
Well, you know what? Good point. If you like the descriptions that Rebecca Yarros gives of characters within the Fourth Wing, and you're in for like a little holiday story with just like that sexual tension that Rebecca is so good at, I think Harper's doing a good job.
Yeah, and I could equate some characters, like obviously they're not, we get to know and love, and there's a lot of character development in a series versus this is just one book.
I mean, I'm starting to love them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like when they described that bartender, Morty.
Yes.
I was like, okay, this guy's cool.
I know. Okay, so in that way, you get these small town vibes.
Yeah.
It's well written in that way. And okay, so I'll give them a little more backstory. Is that okay?
Yep.
So baddies who haven't popped into this and might be interested in popping into it, it's set in this fun town that draws a huge tourism crowd for specifically magical Halloween vibes, right? However, it's not, nobody knows that it's actual magic, that it's actually a witch town. So like within this town that's been founded by essentially these four families.
Witchy families
way back in the day. It just tends to attract people for those feels without non-magical people knowing that magic actually exists in this town.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a secret. So it's kind of this play between, you've got real world and then you have the fun fantasy of magic being alive within this town.
Yeah.
And then this girl, Emmy, is coming back. She basically had left, moved away, and we come to find out the reason why is because Gareth, one of the bad boys, right? He's the bad boy. He's the son of one of these founders in one of these families. And he basically chewed her up and used her in high school. And it was like a brutal breakup where she was like, I'm out. I can't be here. I can't face this. Like ultimate heartbreak, right?
So he's from the most powerful family.
Yeah, that too.
She happens to be from the least powerful family, which isn't a problem for her.
Yeah.
But he's like, I just don't really see myself sticking around with someone like you. I'd rather go find a royal normie.
She describes him too as like frat boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a frat boy who doesn't grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she was madly in love with him, like deeply. And he led her to believe that it was.
She wasn't good enough.
And then, yeah.
So much that she would rather leave town and not have magic.
Yeah.
And just go like be a normie person.
Did you like that? Because Lana also describes the feeling of magic and being around magic. Like when she's home, she's closer to it. And you kind of get the sense, similar to Violet now that I think about it, that she might be more powerful than you think.
Yeah. Like I haven't, again, gotten as far, but I do feel like there's potential of where I'm at for something to happen.
Yeah, for her. Well, she steps into the role. The reason why she comes back for the gauntlet is because her family, historically, they are in charge of being the arbiter. And that is the person who basically non-judgmental is in charge of holding the gauntlet. And there's a lot of power that comes with that and documenting it. Okay, here we go. So, like, I was just into it, Ashley. Yeah, but okay, now I'm seeing it. Okay, so she comes back for her family to do this for her family. There's even some like inner family drama because she has a cousin, Delilah. Basically, if Emmy didn't come back, Delilah would have been able to step into the role. But it has to be like a certain firstborn of the bloodline. Yeah, the bloodline.
You're a little, I'm interrupting.
That's fine.
I have a prediction, and maybe you can tell me if this has happened in these few chapters that I've missed. Is Delilah with Gareth?
No.
Oh, okay.
At least no. And and this is what we come to find out. So basically, Emmy comes home. Her best friend, who she's missed, Lyndon. She's from another family. Lyndon's brother is going to be in the gauntlet representing her family. And the winner of the gauntlet, basically your family becomes more magical and in a way becomes more influential within the town. And a lot of people are dissatisfied with Gareth's family. The Blackmores, is that right?
I believe so.
Because they've basically monopolized.
Yes.
And they're kind of taking advantage of everybody. And they just kind of seem
like jerks because they're like pretty much, it sounded like starting to take the other families out of their businesses and just using their power. I mean, not for bad per se, but just not being nice.
Not being equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when Emmy comes home, she is at a bar, meets Morty.
That's cool.
And non-magical. Did you catch that too?
Yeah, and that's what was my question is, so like they've gone to school together. I guess we just know who's magical and who's not, but it turns out it's really just those four families that are magical.
Yeah, but it's the whole families. It's not just,
the kids. And also what is fun is if you marry in, you get magic.
You could, yeah. That's pretty cool. I mean, obviously we're geeking out a little bit because, and that's what I like about this specific book. I feel like the Kimberly Lemming book was not my smut vibe because there wasn't enough story. I know that sounds right.
No, there wasn't.
And that's why this is hitting me nicely because it's easy. You do have like that, I feel Halloween-y right now,
Yeah.
But Emmy runs into Gareth and Gareth doesn't recognize her at the bar.
Oh, that hurt.
He's such a bro. He's hot, but he's a bro. And then this other super hot girl is there, and that's Talia, who's representing one of the other families. She's a couple years older than Emmy. In high school, she was kind of known to be like
hot shit, and she dated a lot of girlies, I think, or at least made her, had her good times.
Yep. And then in a nutshell, I'll summarize. Okay, so did you get to the part where you found out Lyndon and Gareth?
Yes.
Okay, so Lynn is Emmy's best friend. While Em was away, Gareth started hooking up with Lynn. Lynn thought, just like Em had, that he was in love with her. Time had passed, he's grown up, he's authentic, he's genuine. And
they were monogamous.
Yeah. And he had been schnooping Talia on the side.
Yeah,
and Talia didn't even know.
Yeah, and Talia is more of like a free spirit when it comes to her lovers, or at least with Gareth, it seemed like.
Yeah.
But she was still under the impression that they were messing around
exclusive.
Only with each other. Like, while she didn't see a future per se, she was still peeved when she found out that she wasn't the only one.
Yeah, and so also when we talk about age, obviously this is at a time of life, before marriage, when people are dating a lot, and growing up.
Yeah. I feel like it's been 9 years since Emmy and Gareth. So that gives you a time frame of
and
like
she was
20s.
17? Yeah, there is. So anyways, basically what happens is Talia and M have this kind of hot moment at the bar.
Mhm.
And the next morning, Lynn is devastated and she needs to tell M. M didn't know that Lynn had hooked up with her ex-lover.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, right? Hoes before bros.
Yeah, it sucks because they are so close. And then Em even is like noticed there was kind of a
Yeah.
weird thing that shifted in their communications, but it's still
Yeah.
her best friend that she loves.
Yeah.
And then Lynn is like, okay, well, I thought that was just like this thing that happened so long ago. He was like a mean kid.
Yeah, and you were gone. We didn't think
yeah.
you were coming back.
Yeah, and from her perspective, maybe like they're best friends, so
Yeah.
I feel like she would have known like Emmy's whole life changed and left because of this guy.
And
so that felt a little, but I can see it. Girls
but
can
it
be girly.
happens. Yeah, but it happens, you know. And so basically the three girls decide, oh, we're gonna take Gareth down.
Yeah, and it's because Talia and Lynn have this idea,
Which
and they
is
present it, which is, hey, when this gauntlet comes up or whatever the event is where we compete,
without breaking rules.
Without breaking rules, they've done their research. Lynn's brother, who is a little bit older, like they're twins, so like a minute
who
older.
is pissed off at Gareth because he destroyed his sister.
Right.
Big
who
bro.
I haven't met yet, but he sounds super cool.
Super hot. You're
so,
gonna like him.
Yeah. And what I got too from this point
Nice
is
guy.
Talia and the brother. What's his name again?
The brother?
The Thorne brother?
The what? Lyndon's brother?
Yeah.
Ooh,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, it doesn't matter to them who wins, but what matters is that Gareth doesn't.
Correct.
So they want to team up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And they enlist Emmy, who is a little hesitant because she's like, hey, you guys, love ya, girlies. But the whole reason
Rowan.
I'm here.
Rowan.
Oh, cute.
I know.
So the whole reason I'm here is just to honor my family and do this for my dad and like
And I'm
be
not
my
gonna break
rightful
rules.
place.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be sketch.
Yeah. And it's like they remind her as arbiter, you can't be sketch.
The magic doesn't
the
allow
magic
it, right?
doesn't allow it. And they were like, so they're starting. So what's fun is what you missed. And so I won't say too much, but
Go ahead.
But the gauntlet begins.
Cool.
And it once the gauntlet begins, like you're in. The sexual tension has been built between Talia and M. Very hot. It's very like, can't have what you want sort of thing.
And why can't they? They just don't want to cross the line or?
It seems just fun that way right now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. But so there's all the families have a role within the gauntlet. Okay. So like they host different events surrounding the gauntlet, the beginning, the dinner parties, things like that. And so Talia's family is in charge of like the opening dinner, the opening dance ceremony or whatever. And so Emmy is there and Gareth comes up once he realizes that he had messed up. So he finds out obviously that that's M.
That he can't wait to read that part.
Yeah, and so he like tries to apologize, and it's just written so well. It's like you don't like this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of feel a little sorry for him, but then you don't feel sorry for him at all. And then Talia and M decide to really mess with him, and so they go for a dance on the floor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they're sexy. Okay, let's just call it what it is. They're sexy. Yeah. And then, it's a lot of the describing of I feel good romance novels where, the characters pay a little bit too much attention to certain parts like lips, neck. The description's really fun, but it's very light. It's very like teasing. Like we're going to put this here, but the focus is Gauntlet and Payback.
Okay, that's fun because I will start listening.
Yeah.
Just much like in Spicy or Spooky.
Yeah.
The narrator is like any keyword that can be slightly spicy or spooky is coming across very spicy.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it's just emphasized. And I mean, it's good because if you're going to that for this audio experience and you're trying to get in
that's fair.
the frame of mind, but like I don't need that. I'm got it.
And I think that there are different readers. There are some readers that just like romance. Right? And perhaps those vocal artists are really, in that mindset of I'm going to like,
I mean, it makes sense. Like, how else would you read it? It's this type of book. It's just, I feel like for me personally, I'm probably going to enjoy it more putting my own, whatever voice I want on the page. You know?
right.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that saying with like Playboy? Like, I get it for the articles.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, I
like,
got this for the article, so I want to read
I got
it.
this for the Hallmark story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just am touching the cover, but I do suggest that then if you're feeling,
I'm going
if you
to.
are a reader who is more of like, I want to be able to enjoy it through my own lens, then get it, because I'm having fun with it. I'll be honest, it's just a fun. And now that we're in the gauntlet, it's like you have the adventure of, I mean, it's a quick read, right? 100 pages in, and we're a third probably.
Yeah, I think there's 352 pages according to my failed research.
Yeah. So it's fun because you've got tension between characters that's building. You've got this event, you've got this family, you know, the different family drama. You have this magical town, and you have these girls that are, you know, teaming up with the help of an older brother, which I appreciate, you know, to kind of give this guy his comeuppance.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have any predictions?
Well.
Okay. So Steam.
I want to know yours. Hopefully I didn't tell you too much.
No, this is perfect. I mean, I do anticipate if tension is being built, there better be a release, a payoff, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But I was more thinking like, who's gonna win? Like, how's it gonna play out? Is M gonna be that?
See, you're invested in the story, Ashley.
Of course I am. I told you, it reminds me of Violet. I'm very invested.
Cool.
So like, I think, again, not being as far in, I feel like in some weird way, either magic will be divided or M is going to somehow win something she's not even competing in.
I think she's her and Talia. That's just going to happen.
Yeah.
It has to happen, right, Lana? Right? Something's got to happen with the older brother. I think that's a prediction. Here I am. I'm going full spice. When it comes to the gauntlet, I don't know. I agree with you. M's gonna be more powerful. She's already starting to like this role more. I think she's back for good in the town.
And is there room for that cousin?
The
Harlow cousin to
what?
throw a wrench in something?
You know what's interesting? And we did discover that this might be a series, is it?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't fully remember either. I'd be intrigued. I mean, there's lots that you could go with. I think
we did. We were looking at a couple different books, but now that you say that, I think we did maybe find out that this could be the first in a series.
Well, so far it's fun, but you know, you had said Delilah Gareth ? I don't know, maybe I could see something happening there because Delilah's very jealous. Yeah. And, you know, Lila, she goes
Okay,
by
liar.
Lila.
Oh
No, I'd even put that together, Ashley. That's fun.
Okay.
The parents too are interesting because right? Like if you're the most magical family and you see that your son is losing or has the potential to lose, that's going to affect
step in
your power. I don't know. I think there might be some shady stuff that starts happening, but it's going to be hot though too.
Like I feel like there will be a reveal where the Blackmores have been cheating or doing something they're not supposed to do, or something's going to happen, and then the other family is going to be like, no.
I don't know. I can't wait. It's fun, and I'm glad we picked it up.
Okay,
At
great.
least that's where I'm at.
Okay.
And I can't tell you how far we're going to go with it. And well, let's talk about that. What do we want to do this next week?
So if we just keep reading, we can just finish.
For those of you who are listening, there are some pretty big eyebrows right now.
Can you zoom in on me when you edit that?
Cut me. Just like beep.
Finish.
I'm into it. Yeah, because you know what? Beginning of October is always really busy. Might as well. I feel like I don't really want to be distracted while just enjoying the story.
Well, I will say when I first started, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. This was just like
it's just
like there's real story here. I'm intrigued now. I really want to find out what happens. And this is feeling just like the type of book where I'm going to want to just know.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be able to get through it pretty quickly.
Yeah. And I'll say this, 100 pages in, if you're looking for a heavy smut, it's not there yet.
Yeah.
Kimberly Lemming, different. It was like right in,
and then again and again.
And then in, but not this one. So so far, I would say if you like a little fun romance, yep. If you're okay with girls and girls, then yeah. And if you're okay with girls and guys, because obviously that's happened and probably will happen as well, yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so then we're just going to leave it at the one shared to finish up.
Yeah, let's do it. We're going to do what, Ashley?
Finish.
Perfect. And I think we're finished. Are we finished for today?
I think we're finished, but much, much to come. We're hardly into October.
Yep.
I have a stack of scary books over there just out of frame.
We already know
So
the next shared read.
if this isn't
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
good.
for you, then that's okay because there's more always coming.
There's always lots of books.
Yeah,
Lots
there's
of
so many
books.
books. And
You
don't
little
forget to check
baddies.
out your local library. And
Yeah,
also don't forget to
love
read
that.
the confessions if you don't mind
Super
that
fun.
I kind of told you
Paul,
what happened.
we're coming for you.
Oh,
Sorry,
and
that
actually
sounds
we really
weird. I didn't mean it like that.
I think it's late. I think that was great. I think that we should wrap it.
Let's wrap it. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good. Sounds great, actually.
And I hope it's a spicy one.
I hope so too. Oh, we're getting dangerously close to 100 followers on
Instagram, guys.
So we're gonna have to figure something cool out for that. Please share, and let's get it up there so that we could do something fun for that.
And as always, like and subscribe because our YouTube is amazing.
It's so fun. It's
Yeah.
so fun, you guys. Thank you for doing this with us. We love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.